A good Wednesday afternoon to you here on May 10th, 2017. This is Eve Star Malay and with Eve Star Fiber Arts here in the lovely Ozarks on a kind of hazy, warm afternoon. And this is in addition to a video I just posted, which might take a while. We've got DSL. Between the DSL and the MS and all the other letters I've got, it slows us down sometimes. But we bounce back. What we went over in the previous one was things like these little stretcher bars, how to use them. These cute little kits for all ages. This is a 5x5 3D skunk where you learn crewel embroidery. This is a bunny with it partially printed, so it's quick. Bunny planter. It comes in a set with several others. I just love this one too. The Valley Windmill 5x7. And pristine. I always open these up and check them and repackage them. We've got some gradient, my favorite crewel yarns here from back in the day, and they're in perfect condition. So I've got quite a few of those. And then I bought a lot of these before my fingers got worse with my psoriatic arthritis. And a small needle is a little tricky for me these days, so I'm sharing most of these with y'all. This is a 5x7. There's another one that goes with this. Isn't that cute? This one here would be great for kids, I think. It's called Birdhouse on the Elm. It's got 3 different birdhouses, and I'm counting about 5 birds, maybe 6, and a little kitty at the top. That would be a lot of fun to stitch, and it wouldn't be too difficult. It's 5x5, so, you know, it'd be done quickly. There's different things you can do, and you see how easily it's printed, easy to see. So I'm going to have more of that in a little class for kids. This is a preview of some of my summer vacation or homeschooler stitchery. My boys and my girls stitch, so everybody can do it and put down your devices. And this is a little 3D baby chipmunk. Another thing I'm going to be selling, oh, and here's some cloth covered hoops. We talk about that and why to do that. Here's some art puzzles, and for a while all I could do was puzzles. A couple years ago I just wasn't well enough to do much else because of my MS. And now my back won't let me, and I'm so busy with other things here in the Ozarks that I just am not doing them anymore. My house isn't real bright, and so I've got these ready to sell. I've got this 500 piece, which is terrific for maybe, I don't know, ages 9 or 10 up into early teens, or anybody impatient. There's the size of the pieces. It's a stained glass, and it ends up being... Let's see, it's in centimeters. No, that was the original one. It's 112 by 51. I don't think that one is. This one is probably about, hold on, 18 by 27. There you go. And I use Mod Podge. I'll show you that in another video. And I glue them together and I hang them on the wall. So why not? This one's also 500. And it's a painter named Rosalind Wise back in the day. And you could do a little history about her. It's on the back. That'll be available. And my favorite graphic artist from mid-century is Charlie Harper. And these are endangered birds of the world. These are all going extinct, and in fact the back has a key that identifies all of them. So they're called the mystery migrants. And you get to read that, and it talks about, let's see, talks about his work is minimal realism. That's how he defines his style. And you get to, it's a very educational because you identify every one of these migrant birds that are disappearing. This one is 1,000 pieces, and it's a little bit, let's see, how big is this? 29 by 20. So if you glue that together and put it up on the wall of your schoolroom or a bedroom, it would look fantastic. So there's that one, is available. Now the other things I've been working on are some more of these mandala style crochet. I'm just in love with these because every round is different. You change colors often, and you never get bored. All you have to memorize is one wedge, basically, and you repeat it around. This one I'm calling Ozark Mandala, and these are in my favorite colors, and most of it is hand-spun, hand-dyed yarn. And over there, got a couple more. I'm working on this one. I'm calling it Stardust Universe. The pattern is called Sophie's Universe. You could find it online. And also at Ravelry. There's a bunch of groups that made this a couple years ago. It's called a crochet along, and you can all work together. I'm working on this round here, And this is the yarn I'm working on with this round. And this one I'm doing in frosty colors for my daughter Lindsay. She loves this palette right here. And so I'm making that for her. It's a lap gan. It could be a blanket. You can just keep going, and it could be as big as your bed. But for her, it's for the meetings when the air conditioning kicks on and you get a chill. And I've always got to have something with me too, and she's always swiping mine. So these are her favorite colors, and it's mostly hand-dyed. All that's hand-dyed, hand spun, and cotton boucle, silk. And then over here, I've got my first Sophie's Universe. This one just started with scraps, and I didn't think I was going to go very far. I was just going to see if I liked the pattern. And I kept going. So I'm at the point now I have to dye up some more in the right colors to keep it bright, but shades rather than tints mostly, which is a color combined with gray or black rather than with white. And this is another one I started. This one was my first Mandala Madness, which is the same one as this one on the table here. And this one is a gift. And again, I was going to rip it out and start it over, and my husband kept telling me, no, don't do it. So I'm adding color to make it a little bit more exciting for me. I like the Amish quilts colors with the black with the really bright, maybe stained glass colors. So that's what I'm working on there. And my other video goes into crewel embroidery and some of my favorite things I use for that, and other things that'll be in the shop for kids. And it's not just for kids. I love crewel embroidery, and I'll share all my favorite things, ways to organize your yarn, the best kind of stitches, and kits to avoid, and kits that are fantastic. And I've even got needlepoint for those of y'all who like needlepoint. Look at that retro little golden number. I've got it in over here too. There I am zooming on the porch. I've also got it in a crewel that I'm working on, and I'm just winging it. I'm using scrap yarn and stitches that I find in my stitch dictionaries, or I made them up. So that's a shop update for you. This is what we've been working on. Had some problems with my MS again. It flared pretty bad, and we're getting it down. But those of y'all who are in chronic pain, I hear you. I've been doing it for over 20 years, and there are ways to live well. Some of these things that I work on, the reason I've been doing so much crochet lately is because I can get in any position at all. I can put cushions and things behind me and sit on my bed or in a chair in a way that doesn't hurt my back as much, because you're just moving your hands. And you're so distracted with each round being something different and exciting that it takes your mind off of the pain. If it's nerve pain, like I have with MS, it can almost completely take your mind off of it. If it's something like you broke your leg or your hip, that's a little bit different. That's more of an actual organic pain. But I'm going to wrap this up. We're going to talk about pain some more. But I recommend crochet, spinning, and some weaving with chronic pain, and depending on what your pain is. So I'll be back with you soon. Again, this is Eve Star, signing off.